Certain excerpts from this presentation is taken from the U.S. Army, the Private's Manual by Major Moss. I suggest you guys get a copy of it. This is the nomenclature of the M1905 sights, and includes the slide elevation assembly and slide screw, windage screw, leaf, and wind gauge graduation slide. This is the slide binding screw right here. The leaf is graduated from 100 to 2,850 yards. The lines that extend the whole way across the two branches of the leaf mark 100-yard divisions. Those that extend about halfway across mark 50-yard divisions, and the shorter lines mark 25-yard divisions. The even numbers 4, 6, and 8 on the left branch of the leaf indicate 400, 600, and 800 yards. The odd numbered hundreds of yards, 300, 500, and 700, are on the left branch of the leaf. On the leaf sight, you have 5 apertures listed A through E. It doesn't necessarily correspond with the lettering in the Moss manual. First one, A, is your sighting notch or volley notch. It's good out to distances of 2,850 yards, but it's seldom ever used. B aperture, it's right here. This is called the U notch. That's good from about 1,400 to 2,750 yards. The C aperture is called the battle sight notch. This can only be used while the leaf sight's folded down. You use that out to about 550 yards or so. This is your D aperture or your Peep notch. It's good from distances of 100 to 2,450 yards. This is the E aperture, which is the peephole, located right here. It's good from about 100 to 2,350 yards. There's a horizontal line on the drift slide across from the peephole. If the peephole sight is used, the sight is set by this horizontal line, which is set opposite the proper graduation lines located on the bottom. You got your windage screw over here. It's basically a worm, kind of a worm gear that meshes in with teeth on the inside of the movable bait. If you look at the windage scale, you'll see lines that's right to left. Right there, those lines. Each movement of it moves it probably approximately 4 minutes of angle. The different sight apertures. Most people will use the C, the fold down notch. You can get shots out to 0 to 550 yards, which is well within the limits of your average shooting range. About range, although the rear leaf sight is graduated only to 2,850 yards, that's the maximum range of the rifle that it will shoot, is 5,465 yards or 3.1 miles. Both A and B apertures are typically not used for civilian marksmanship. The precise aperture to use is your E, which is your Peep. It's very similar to the modern sights of today when you use your rear sight peephole, and then you have your post or your front blade on your front sight, front tip. That's probably the most precise. However, it's not right with this model. It's the Peep sight isn't to the rear on top of the bolt like the 1903 A3 in World War II. That's a lot better sight picture in my opinion, but you can still use it. Some older shooters might have a problem focusing on through the Peep sight, so they'll just have to use the notch above. VZO of the Springfield is at 300 meters. So I'm going to hopefully get to a 300-meter range and test it out. You can use pretty much any of the apertures. The E aperture Peep sight is probably the most accurate, but you can also use the C aperture on top. The windage screw, once you fire your first 3-round group and whatever your point of impact is on your target, you just take this, and this is just, it doesn't have any detents in it, so there's no clicks. Fire your first group. If you want to move your point of impact, your group point of impact to the left, turn this wheel just incrementally to the clockwise. That'll move your point of impact to the left. If you want to move it to the right, move it incrementally counterclockwise. How do we adjust elevation? Basically set the slide on the line, whatever distance you're shooting, 100, 200 yards. Turn the slide screw counterclockwise, place it in the proper setting, and then turn it clockwise and tighten it up. Do not over tighten. If you need to lower it, you turn it counterclockwise, slide it down, and then back up to your desired distance, your elevation, and lock the binding screw in place. Now, if you notice right here, there are windage drifts. The distance between right here and right here. This will also help you out when you shoot out, past 500-600 yards, to help adjust to the windage, the effect on the wind on the bullet at those distances. It kind of takes out the play a little bit without having to use a whole lot of windage adjustment. I hope this video has helped and help you understand the M1905 sights. Thank you for watching.